Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to go ahead and hop into this quick review that I wanted to do on the brand new Jackie Aina curated TooFaced Born This Way foundation. This foundation, in case you didn't know, has been out on the market, but Jackie Aina did help with TooFaced to establish just a wider range of shades for women of color, and this has just been released. They've been doing press for it everywhere. As a matter of fact, she was in my hometown of Atlanta, I think just this past weekend at Sephora. Everybody's really had great things to say about it, so I figured I would do a review on this for you guys. So I'm not gonna go over like every teeny tiny fact. I'm gonna post all the details of the foundation in the description box below, but I will tell you the highlights, which is that this is a oil-free foundation. I think that it is buildable. The box does say medium to full coverage foundation. I'm not sure if it's, I know it's hydrating, but I'm not sure if it's matte or dewy, but this is what the bottle looks like. You've probably seen it. They sell this in Ulta, Sephora, and I'm trying to think of, for you guys that don't live in the States, I know you guys always ask me over there, you know, is it going to be coming over to Douglas, or is it going to be, so I'm not really sure. I would say to check Beautylish. I know that's like one of the major sites outside of like Harrods that's going to carry most brands like this, I think. So if you want to check there, and I believe Beauty Bay, so it may just be best to actually buy from the TooFaced website. I did have to go to multiple locations to actually get my shade. I did go to Ulta to see if I could get it, but apparently my shade is very popular. I am in the shade Praline, which is pretty close to my complexion. I actually color matched myself to, I believe, Alyssa Ashley. I saw her do a swatch on her face of a couple different ones, of the newer ones that had just come out, and I really liked how it looked on her skin. I was able to color match myself like right away. So once again, I am in the shade Praline, and this is a pretty good size. This is gonna be your standard 1 full ounce of a foundation, 30 milliliters. And it's one of those foundations that if you haven't seen it in person already, it does actually look like foundation. You know, you ever see some foundations where it looks like the consistency, like you're not able to match it with your skin just looking at it, and then when you pump it on your hand, it looks like something completely different on top of that? Yeah, no, this is more so like, okay, you can eyeball it and say maybe that's my shade. Let's go ahead and hop into the look and see how this wears. I'm gonna go ahead and prime my face, and I'm going to prime with one of my favorite moisturizers. This is the Belif True Cream Moisturizing Balm. I love this stuff so much. But I'm gonna use my favorite two primers to use together along with that moisturizer. This is my Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer. As you can see, I'm getting close to ending with this. And also my Benefit Pore Professional Pore Primer. I am also out of this as well. So I'll be needing to re-up on those. But I really like using them with the Belif Moisture Balm. It's just a really good combination. Now, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I prime under every foundation. I'm not the type of person that can go without a primer, because otherwise my face will be on the floor by the end of the day. So I need to make sure that I'm all primered down. So I'm gonna go ahead and color correct with a little bit of some Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I think this is in the shade 25. So now I'm gonna go ahead and the foundation for you guys so you can see what it looks like. I gave it a good shake, put it on the back of my hand to warm it up. And just to give you an idea, it matches pretty closely. So I'm gonna say that this shade, it reminds me, as far as like the matching goes, this reminds me a lot of my Milani, but it does have a finer finish to it. Like, it's very silky, it's very luminous. Since this is a hydrating foundation, I'm very curious to see how this is going to oxidize. And I am going to use my sigmabeauty flat kabuki brush, my F80 brush. If you guys know, I have a coupon code with sigmabeauty. They just came out with their brand new F80 brush. It's the bomb. You need to go get it. Tell them I sent you and use my code. I'm gonna use just a brush on this side, and I'm gonna use a beauty blender on the other side just to see how it fares. Ooh, this is nice. Okay, Auntie Jackie, she did that. I'm gonna do the ear, of course. You know what I really am starting to like about this as it's going on my face? I really like the fact that this moves. Like it's got this, it is very hydrating. But once you get it on your face, you can move it. It's not like something that you can't move around. So this side I've done with the brush, and it does look really nice. It definitely is covering up my pores, like in my smile lines. Like I can see my pores, but they're not as big as they normally are. It definitely looks like my skin looks dewy and hydrated. So I'm gonna try this side of my face with the Beauty Blender, and I'm gonna use some Fix Plus spray, and I'm just going to push the foundation in. I'm really not even gonna move it around yet, just because I found out on the other side that you can. So I don't need to really do all that hard tugging. I'm literally just pushing, just to compare the coverage, you know? It's very interesting. I like this better with the brush, doing this with the brush. Are you seeing the difference in the coverage? Okay, so I'm gonna do a brush on this, the other side. I really don't like it using a beauty blender with this foundation. So this is like, it's buildable, but you don't really want to use too much, because I can definitely see this looking like, you can tell, you know, if you use too much of this. So this is it on my face. I love it with the brush, and I would definitely recommend using a brush with this. Like, it looks totally airbrushed. I love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm gonna go ahead and put some concealer on and go ahead and do the rest of my face. I wanted to film this video because I wanted to do a wear test on this. It's about 3-ish now, so I'm going to wear this into the night, and I'm gonna come back and let you guys see how it sits on my face. I'm gonna go ahead and do my makeup on camera with you guys, but I just want you guys to see how it wears throughout the day, how many hours it holds up, if I need to do touch-ups, anything like that, just to show you guys and see, you know, if it's really worth the buy, if it's worth the hype. You know, foundations are foundations, and they are pricey. So I feel like it's always best to be transparent. I'm gonna go ahead and slap some concealer on my face. Push it in. I'm not gonna bake for very long at all, because I can already see, even though this isn't like a super matte foundation, I do notice that when you put product on, like it does grab to other product. It definitely does. So that's just something to bear in mind. This foundation is about that life, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and wipe my under eye bake, because this stuff does not play. Very nice. Now the true test will be how this fares with setting spray once I set my face after all my makeup is put on. I know, it seems excessive, but it's so necessary, I promise. Normally too much highlighter will kind of start to look crazy on top of the foundation, but I am pushing it. And let me tell you something, honey. Let me tell you something. This is holding. So this is the finished look using the Too Faced Born This Way Jackie Aina foundation. I really like it. Very, very, very hydrating. You can definitely tell my skin is loving it. I really do like this foundation. I am going to wear this for the remainder of the night and check back in with you guys probably before I go to bed, and I'll see how it wears. But so far it feels lightweight. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel like it's tight on my face. It definitely does feel hydrating and moisturizing, so I like the way that it feels. I'm attributing that to some of the coconut water that's probably in the foundation. So if you guys want to pick this up, once again, I am in the color Praline. That is my shade. If you guys want to color match yourself or kind of get an idea of what your shade might be. But yeah, so I'm gonna check in with you guys in a little bit later. So I'm back. I've had the foundation on now for roughly about, let's see, it's almost 10 o'clock now, and I put it on about 3-ish, I think I said earlier. So I'm looking forward to washing this all off. Overall, the foundation did wear really well. I really did like it. I didn't have to do any touch-ups, but I'm not normally the type of person that has to do touch-ups. Like once I leave the house after I've done my makeup, I don't do anything more to my face. I just leave it like that. I really like the foundation. I will say that I don't think it's like a heavy duty foundation. I only put on one coat. I didn't put on multiple layers. So maybe that'll help next time. I just felt like underneath my eye area and kind of like right here and a little bit on my forehead, I felt like it got a little crepey. It didn't break up, but I felt like the foundation got a little crepey, and it could be because of the hyaluronic acid in it. I'm not completely sure. Lord, my lips are so dry. I don't even understand this. But all in all, if you are interested in this foundation, this is definitely a really nice foundation. I personally don't feel like it's that type of foundation that's gonna go the distance. I'm somebody who likes something that's going to hold up really strong and really tight, and I feel like this is a good like prom foundation, or this is a good natural foundation. Like I would take this with me on a vacation, like if I was going to a beach or something like that, and just to touch up. But I like something a little bit thicker. It's medium to full coverage. So it's not completely a full coverage foundation. It is, once again, supposed to be buildable. I would have to rate it, I'd say about an 8 out of 10. I do like it. I do feel like the best part about it, outside of the hyaluronic acid and the coconut in it, would probably be the color matching. Jackie Aina really did do a good job with color matching. Another thing I think I thought about while I was wearing it throughout the day is that I don't necessarily know if I will be wearing this shade in the cooler months. I feel like I would need to go and buy a different shade. And that was the other thing when I did go to Ulta, when I first went to go pick up the foundation, I noticed that there was such a big jump between my shade and the shade right underneath it and the shade above it. So that was another thing that I, would caution you all to go ahead and get your shade checked out, just because, though there are more shades for women of color now, you really do have to check to make sure that it is your accurate color. But once again, I give it an 8 out of 10. I do like this foundation. It's cute. I think it's a great prom foundation. I do think this is a great going out foundation. However, if you're an all day girl, like you're like me, and you like something strong, you don't have to touch it. It's thick. I like something thick. I don't even want you to see my pores. If you're looking for something like that, I would suggest perhaps another foundation. If you're looking for something that's more gonna be cute, that's going to be glowy, this is definitely gonna be your best bet. It is a glowy, radiant, hydrating foundation. But that's the tea, and that's my thoughts on this foundation. Please feel free to let me know your thoughts. If you've already purchased this foundation, received it in PR, what have you, please feel free. I always invite you guys to have conversation below in the comments and to let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on the foundation. It's always open forum. I'm always curious to hear you guys' opinions and thoughts and feedback. But as for now, I'll have to catch you guys in the next video. I love you so much, and thank you guys so much for watching me. So I'll have to catch you guys in the next video. I'll see you guys soon. Love you.